Hey, I wanted to talk about how to do wiggle-proof chest passes, and that's a chest pass such as in a carry like double hammock or shepherd's back carry, but taking one of the two sling passes that is normally over baby's back and turning it into a hammocked cross pass. So you get a mixed pass carry that is both good against moderate leaning and against leg straightening. So I prefer to do these with the sling pass first. You can do them either way, but that's what I'm going to be demonstrating. So I start by getting baby's seat made on my back and bouncing them down a little lower so that their bum is down below my chest, just like for any chest pass carry. This doesn't work terribly well with a newborn size demo doll, but I'm going to do my best to show you. I'm going to start by bringing the chest pass across. Bunched for now, I can spread it later. And what I'm going to do is take this top rail, taking the whole thing, but particularly the top rail of the chest pass, bringing it back under my arm and tucking the top rail under baby's leg and under their bum between as high as possible, tucking it up high between them and me and bringing that top rail all the way over to their other leg where I started the chest pass. And now I'm going to take the bottom rail of the chest pass, and I'll start kind of spreading it now, and I'm going to take that under baby's first leg as well, but then spread it up over baby's bum and over their back. So now I have a very poorly tightened but hammocked cross pass coming out of his chest pass. And you'll notice I have the right side of my wrap showing on the first pass and on the chest pass, and then as it flips into the cross pass, you see the wrong side facing out. So that's how you basically get the hammocked pass in place. And you can see that the top rail of the chest pass is sitting up much higher than baby's knee, going up between their belly and my back. It's not being pinched down under their knee at all. It's spreading out wide so that baby is sitting across the width of the wrap. And basically this cross pass is supporting both of their knees because this rail, the bottom rail of the cross pass, is supporting the opposite knee and then going up between them to create the top rail of the chest pass. And now is the tricky part, because the tricky part is normally with a chest pass, the way we show to tighten them is with a top rail L pull, deslacking the bottom rail, and then a whole wrap L pull. And you'll notice I did not leave this under my arm like I normally would to do an L pull. I already have it, both tails on top of my arm. And so the issue is you're keeping your rails straight. And this is going to be a lot easier if you have a wrap that has contrasting rails, like I do. One of my rails is white, and one of them is blue. This one, you can see the white background here versus the dark blue. But you'll notice, unlike a normal double hammock, where the bottom rails is the bottom rail connected on both shoulders, the bottom rail on my left shoulder is the top rail on my right shoulder, and the top rail on my left shoulder is the bottom rail on my right shoulder because of that flip. So when you're doing any kind of V pull or L pull where you want slack to move in both directions, you have to make sure you're pulling on the same rail so that that rail can move in both directions. So I'm going to start with the top rail of my chest pass, which is quite loose right now. And that's the top rail nearest my neck, coming from the innermost pass over baby's back, but it's the bottom rail on the outermost cross pass after the flip. So I'm going to pull these up in a V shape with the one that is nearest my neck going a little more up and the one that's furthest from my neck going a little out to the side, so it's kind of halfway between a V and an L. Bounce and pull, and you're going to feel that tighten up along the top rail of the chest pass. If it's especially on the innermost pass, if it's pulling on baby's neck or on the outermost pass, if it's pulling on baby's knee, you might be pulling forward. You want to make sure you're kind of lifting it up off of baby's back like bat wings and pulling and bouncing like that. And now what we're going to do is essentially one-handed strand by strand tightening. So I'm holding onto the strands that I just tightened, and I'm grabbing the next strands. So I've got the strands I just tightened in my pinky, ring, and middle finger. And then I've got my pointer finger and my thumb free to grab the next strand, the next few inches of wrap. I'm gonna grab as far up as I can and kind of walk my fingers back to get as much slack out there as I can, and do another little V pull, and then put that strand in with the rest in my lower 3 fingers, and just keep walking along those strands, doing strand by strand V pulls, and lifting up the passes up off baby's back each time. And you'll notice as I'm doing this, my hands are kind of working like a clock. So now that I'm closer to the top rail on the outer pass, that arm is going more straight up, and the arm of the outermost pass, as I'm getting closer to the bottom rail, is the one going more horizontal. I'm going to take this last rail with my thumbs and tighten it. And so I've gotten all the way across strand by strand. I'm going to make sure all the strands are tight, and they are. Top rail, bottom rail, nice and guitar string tight, nice and smooth and taut in between. I'm going to do my whole wrap V pull, same way. And now my whole chest passes evenly snug, and the hammock allows it to not pull the chest pass down on the side it's going under baby's leg. Supports, the cross pass is supporting both of baby's legs. My chest pass is snug and evenly tightened with all strands taking equal weight. And at this point I can finish the carry.